LeBron James is still the face of the NBA, but his time in that position is fast coming to an end. Steph Curry is still the greatest shooter in the game, but his relevance in the sports is quickly diminishing. As sad as it is, the truth is that we are witnessing the close of one of, if not the greatest eras in the history of the NBA. I like to look at the last couple of seasons as transitional seasons between the era of the past and the new one to come. We see young cats like Luka, Tatum, Ant, Joker, SGA, and a whole lot more leading the NBA and looking like potential captains of what's next. Yet none of these guys have emerged as a clear frontrunner for the face of the league. Joker has been the best player in the game for a while, but his aura doesn't nearly match his skill like that of LeBron and Steph. And since Bron went to the Heat in 2010, the NBA has 100% either been about LBJ or Steph in some way or the other. Here's a question that very few have asked, but we need to answer for today's video. What makes an era dedicated to a player or group of players? What are the requirements that need to be fulfilled before you are comfortable saying this era was theirs and theirs alone? For me, I consider league MVPs, finals MVPs, scoring titles, championship runs, and notability. Status. They have to be megastars. If you take LeBron and Steph and throw their numbers up under these categories, they pass with flying colors. Check, 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 and check. We, as devoted NBA fans, have been blessed to have just witnessed a span of at least 12 years in which these two dominant forces have been frontrunners or co-frontrunners for the NBA top accolades. I mean, just look at all the chips won in the league and the MVPs from 2009. Over that span, LeBron won 2 league MVPs with the Cavs in 2009 and 2010. He then won 2 championships and 2 other MVPs in 2012 and 2013 with Miami. After returning home to the Cleveland Cavaliers, he won another championship in 2016 and then moved to LA, where he got another one with the Lakers. And during all of that, Steph Curry got himself 2 MVPs, one in 2015 and another the following year in 2016. The man is still, to this day, the only unanimous NBA MVP. MJ fans say Curry is the GOAT over LeBron because no other star won a ring on his watch, which is a valid point. But my question in LeBron's defense is, what other player is comparable to Steph Curry and the 2010s Warriors? Like, come on. But even though there are other extremely great players in this era, and there are some really great ones like KD and Giannis, LeBron and Steph have been blessed with great teams that got them numerous chips, which makes them the owners of this era of basketball. Between the two of them, these two guys have 30 All-NBA selections, 5 Finals MVPs, 30 All-Star selections, and 4 All-Star MVPs. To top it off, LeBron is an NBA Cup MVP and champion. I know, who really cares? While Steph is a 2-time NBA three-point contest champ, and to put the cherry on top of the top, King James is the all-time NBA leading scorer, and Steph is the all-time NBA leading three-point scorer. Who else would the era belong to? These two legends are 2 of the biggest megastars in the game. I'm sad to see the fall of these 2 titans as far as being title contenders almost every year, but on the other hand, I'm overjoyed to see the continuous emergence of superstars from every corner of the league. See, for a long time, the talent gap in the NBA was like the riches in the world. A few great ones at the top, and then everyone else lumped at the bottom. It's so different now. The Grizzlies have a guy, the Celtics have a couple of guys, the Bucks have a guy, the Lakers have a couple of guys, the Mavs have a few, the T-Wolves had a few guys, and then they gave one away for nothing. The Bulls, the Knicks, the Spurs, the Sixers, Nuggets, Thunder, they all have a guy. So yeah, I'm really happy that the balance of power in the league is spread out. That gives the NBA a good problem to have. More competition. But who are they going to push as the face of the league after the old man and Splash are no more? The fan base is so diverse that I think there have to be multiple guys lined up to take over as a group, a big group. Like, tell me if you see a definite candidate. The better question is the NBA league dog roll in limbo? And could that hurt the brand of the league? I kind of think one of the reasons why the NBA is seeing a decline in viewership compared to a few seasons ago is because of this problem. They haven't decided who to brand the league around as of yet. It's for sure not the only reason, but I think it's a contributing factor. Think about it. If you were an MJ fan or a Steph fan, you were watching the NBA to hate on LeBron, hoping he'd lose while cheering on the Dubs and the Splash Brothers. If you were a Bron fan, you were hating on the Dubs and the Spurs and Ray Allen while cheering on the Heat, the Cavs, and the Lakers. If your guy wasn't Steph or Bron, you were watching the NBA hoping that they would both fail so your guy could sneak in and get a championship. These storylines helped with ratings and viewership, so when these greats aren't there anymore, it will have a negative impact. So, who's it gonna be is the question. Who's the next man up? I honestly thought Zion was next up when I was watching him in high school. He had the LeBron body and the Vince Carter spring, so I could see him coming in hot and being that guy. It wasn't in the cards for him though. The older folks are pushing Ant-Man because he reminds them of the 90s style, but he's made it clear he doesn't want to be compared to that guy because he's better and those players back then didn't have any skill. His words, not mine. I think that kind of hurt his case with the older audience, but his talent is undeniable and he is still very strongly in the running. Brown and Tatum could be the green duo for C's fans, but most younger fans are behind Shai and Ja Morant. Luka was it for a while for a lot of people, but for some reason he's being painted as lazy on defense, so I think his status has dropped just a bit. And then there's Wemby, GOAT ceiling guy. The only thing I see stopping Wemby from throwing all of these guys out of the picture for good is a lack of championships. If the San Antonio Spurs don't do a few major trades to immediately become a contender, Wemby may have a hard time claiming the top dog spot for himself. Even if that's the case, the worst case scenario is that he'll have to share the era and the face of the league with someone else. He's just too gifted to be anything less. Anyway, I have one last major question to ask. Is the Steph, Curry, and LeBron James era truly over? Is there absolutely no hope for these guys to become championship relevant again? I can tell you one thing for sure, and two things for certain. LeBron doesn't think it is. He has gone to the end of the world, bargained with the basketball gods, and come back to play at age 40 alongside his son. The storyline is amazing and would get even better if he was a legit finals threat, so you best believe me when I tell you GM LeBron is working on a few deals to get back to the finals. Like, it would be amazing if the Warriors and the Lakers could work out something to make it happen. LeBron has Luka and some really good pieces like Dalton and AR-15. If they can manage to add one more all-star to their roster, it's on. And before you know it, King James has a new window to work with. My hope is to see the Spurs trade their entire roster and a school bus for Steph and pair him with Wemby. Hello! Now we're cooking with hot grease, boys and girls. As it stands now, things are looking gloomy for Bron and Chef Curry. But there are a few moves to be made that could change that. The NBA is unpredictable, so we all have to just wait and see. Let me know in the comments if you think this era is truly over and which era you enjoyed the most. Until next time, keep ballin'.